It has been 1 year since the recording of this show. This is Within the Paragon. I'm your host, Jake Stanley. Today's guest, excited to have on the show because actually it was the first guest I've had, and some problems happened, and that's way too long an intro. So I'm going to restart that. I'm your host, Jake Stanley. This is Within the Paragon, and I'm happy to have today a Chicago-born native battle dancer and really doing some awesome things. Give it up for Katana Pop. What's up?
What's up?
Good to have you. Oh man, like I just said, 2 years. You were the first person I interviewed.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. So tell me what's been going on. Like what have you been up to? I mean, I know I've seen some things going on, but I'll just let you tell me a few things right off the top of your head.
Okay. I feel like when did we do the first episode? Back in the beginning of COVID-ish, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So since then, a lot has happened. Actually, I moved to California. That's one of the big things. So I'm out on the West Coast now. Up in the Bay Area. So I live in Oakland right now. So.
Okay, awesome. How's that?
It's been great. It's being up here is honestly, it's been a huge challenge on my dance career, just in the sense that the competition is really elite. So I'm getting to train and compete against some really a completely different world of dancers and a completely different skill set and, different style and everything. So in dance wise, which is really like my whole life, like it's been great out here. Definitely
That,
the weather too.
yeah, a lot different than Chicago.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm happy with that for sure. I don't have to deal with those brutal winters anymore.
Did you get snow though? I heard it like snowed in Los Angeles.
So I did personally. So the Bay Area is like 6 hours north of LA, but we did get some snow technically, but not where I was. Like in the hills, they got some snow, which the hills are probably like, I don't know, it could be even like 15, 20 minutes from me, but not like, yeah, not down where I was. But
Kind of like Runyon.
hmm?
Runyon? Is that
What's
the hill?
that? Hills?
Runyon.
No, like Berkeley, the Berkeley Hills and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I act like I know what's there, but I was only there once. I was like, I went up by the Hollywood sign. There's like an area where like people walk. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm Northern California and LA is like Southern California. A lot of people think I'm in LA, but I'm actually like 6 hours north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
hmm So
California's huge.
I'm near San Francisco.
Okay,
Si-
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So you make the travel. It's not a big deal. I've see anybody that follows your Instagram knows that you do travel for different battles.
I do.
So I just call them battles, right? They're
Yeah.
battles.
Yep. Battles.
That's dope. Because whenever I saw it, I was like, okay, it says battle dancer. You're known as a battle dancer. Like you go and compete in battles. And one of the battles I've noticed recently, and it's pretty cool. Like, okay, so Red Bull. So it's just Red Bull throws this battle. Tell me a little.
Yeah. I got you. It's there's a lot to it. So Red Bull has been doing this competition for the past couple years. Actually, and the first one was supposed to be in 2020. I got invited to that one where it's called Red Bull Dancer Style, but of course they had to cancel that because of COVID. But for that year. But um so pretty much the whole competition it's an all styles competition, meaning like all street styles included.
Mhm.
So you could go out there, you can you could pop or you could crump or break and all of that. You could do all different styles in the competition. They play all different types of music. And then for this one particularly, it's crowd judged. So at the end, like after you battle, each opponent will have like a wristband on and like depending on which side you're on, either be red or blue, and audience people like put up who they vote for. So it's
Oh,
like compared to like a traditional battle, like which is which you just have like three judges or something and they would all vote. So this one's actually like an audience one, and it's a huge, it's one of the biggest competitions I would say happening right now, or battles happening right now. And so what they do is all over the world too. It's an international competition. They'll have like these little auditions, and like maybe the top two or three will be put into almost like a regional section. In the United States, there's like 8 places where you can pretty much, those are 8 qualifiers. And from those qualifiers, the top 2 finalists go to the national finals. And then from there, the winner of the national finals would compete in the international final, the world final. So
okay.
it's a whole series. It's like a long tournament. Like you go here, you go here, you go here for the next round. So
Okay, sweet. And you're in the nationals, right?
yes, I made it to the national finals. I'm so excited. I went out to they flew me out to Memphis actually to compete in their regional qualifier. So, and that was like my first time battling in Memphis, so I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, we'll see how the people like me out there, but it went really well. And yeah, so now I'm going to be going to the national finals May 19th and 20th in Chicago, my home city too, which is
I
awesome. I'm
bet.
like, it feels so like, feels, like full circle type thing.
Yeah,
I'm
full
like,
full circle, that's right. That's
get to
awesome.
go home. Yeah, for the
That's
national
so
final.
cool. Oh, man, I'm really excited for you. I think that's awesome. Like, I've
Thank
seen
you.
like I said, I saw you from I don't know, like, yeah, like you said, pre-COVID. That was when it
Hmm.
all kinda started. It's weird because I, like I followed you there, I think, and then I took a class actually took a class.
Yeah, you did.
Took a class, like, I'm always ever changing, I'm finding what kinda melds, what goes and stuff, and, but yeah, I feel like I don't know, it feels like we've got a friendship, but yet at the same time, it's like, we never met or anything like that, so it's cool, like, I feel excited for you where you are in this competition, so it's pretty sweet.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's
Yeah,
been, yeah, it's been years, like I've done, this was the third time I did the dance style competition. So, I've definitely built, like I've worked my way there. I've been a long way since the last time we did our
mhm,
interview.
mhm.
I've gotten a lot better.
I know, oh, that's awesome. That's not the only thing, I know, let's see, you model,
Mhm.
I guess, part-time? On your
Yeah, honestly, at this point, like it's more, yeah, it's for sure part time, and it's more of like I've put that more as a, side seat type of thing, like
yeah,
because always comes first. So, the more that I keep going in my career, the more I realize like I do love to model, and it's like it's a great creative form of expression, and it's I get to make a little side extra money too. But sometimes you just got to focus in on the things that you want the most. So I put a lot more of my focus into dancing than
mhm.
into modeling, but I still do enjoy it though. It's one of those things where it's like it's always there, I can always go to it, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, that's the nice thing about it. Once you're in, it's like you always have a chance
Hmm.
sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Now, a little bit, the background of your meeting Katana, I'm sure I know I do have a friend, and she she was excited the first time could get an interview, learn a little bit more about you. I told her about you, and then she was like always following now, and she's like keeping up with it. So tell us a little bit more about your name, like Katana. So it kind of deals with your background.
It does. Yeah. So so my name is Katana, and yeah, so I pretty much got the name off of like, my mom actually helped me come up with the name. So because I'm half Japanese, my mom's a Japanese one clearly, and it really came from when I was first starting out and like coming up with my crew. which was called the Electric Samurais. And I've
Yes.
yeah, the Electric Samurais, and I'm kind of like a anime nerd fan, whatever. But at the time too, I was very like the way I danced was super sharp and like perfect technique and all of that too. So, I me and my mom and whatever I was, because at that time I was trying to come up like I was trying to figure out what my alias was going to be, what I was going to go by, what I really wanted to represent myself for. And Katana just kind of came up, and I was like, that's perfect. Like, boom, I'm the sword to my crew. And like, the way I danced was very sharp, like very, like I'm very much about like executing my moves all the way to the fullest extent and everything. And yeah, so I kind of just like, now that's like my entire identity. Like when I meet normal people, random people on the street or going to the store or whatever too, I'm like Katana. Like
Yeah, I was wondering how should I call you? But I decided to go with Katana, you know?
yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
either way is fine. Like some people knew me from when I was not Katana. They still call me my, my government, but
My government.
that's what I call it. I'm like, oh, yep, that's the government.
Alright, guys,
But
I'm not gonna tell you what it is, you're just gonna have to guess.
yeah, maybe
Uh,
you'll find out one
yeah, maybe
day.
do enough, following, support awesome people. Okay. Now, so do you have a secret talent? And we know what you're
Mm,
good at. Well, what is it? Do you have a secret talent, like something that you can do, maybe not many people know about?
mm, I I'm trying to think. What's the secret talent I have? I guess like I don't do it as often, but I can draw. That's one talent, I guess. I haven't done it in a minute now, but yeah. At one point I was getting pretty deep into drawing. And I am a pretty good cook, I would say too.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice, nice, nice.
hmm
Yeah, you eat really healthy. Like I said, back before COVID and everything, I think there was a transition at some point in your life where you just started changing up things. Am I right? Like diet, health, like everything. Like you just and it seems like you exponentially grew as a person. Am I onto something?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, a lot of it was just like when I came out, when I moved to California, like, when I was younger, I was still just like, when I was younger, I was still like just having fun, going out all the time and whatever. But I had gotten injured when I first came out here and I was competing. I was like, at that point too, my career was like kind of like, really things were going on for me. And then out of nowhere, it's just like I tore my meniscus, which is like a band in your knee. And so the road to recovery for that was just like, it was really tough. And I think at that point, that's when I really realized I'm like, damn, I'm getting older. Like, I can't just like throw my body through hell and then like go out all night and then expect to just snap back. It was like, that
Yeah.
was a really big like wake up call for me, and even just like being out in California too, like the rent and everything is more expensive. So, as much as that's like random and wouldn't seem like it connects to my healthy eating, it did, because it was like the injury and then like just cost of living and everything. Like being out here really made me change and like grow up, be like, okay, health comes first if I really want to dance for a long time, which is for sure my goal. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna stop, like, or I don't plan on stopping to dance at
Yeah.
all in this lifetime, like at least teaching or something. It's always going to be a part of my life. But yeah, I started to realize longevity in this means taking care of your body, taking care of your health, like eating, like, because I still indulge. I still, have my days where I'll eat ice cream or I'll eat this, I'll eat that, but everything in moderation. And then just like mostly, just eating like whole foods, just
Yeah.
real food, nothing, so yeah, other ever since then, like just eating healthier and even working out just to make my body stronger. Like now when I get injured, it's like, okay, how can we strengthen that body part? How can we make it, a strength where it once was a weakness, and just now it's like now that I'm getting to a point in my career where I'm still elevating, now it's thinking about like what can I do to get to the next level? Like how can I be even more healthy? How can I practice, more discipline and stuff like that. So I feel like as I elevate, I just try to figure out what's the next thing I can do to up my game, I guess.
That's really cool, that's really cool, yeah. No, you got a different perspective, and it's definitely more positive, and it's goal oriented, so you see
Hmm.
it, you're going for it. It's like
Exactly. That's what I try to be. Like I always have we always have times when we're not feeling well or we're not our best selves and everything, but it's just like as long as you stay, not even stay, as long as you could pull yourself up out of that, like you could get right back on it. Cause it's like sometimes there'll be times where I'll dip up and down too, because I'm not like just perfectly consistent all the time. Like, yeah, I eat healthy and I do this and I dance and I'm perfect. It's like, nah. There's still times where I like might not do it for like a week or something, and then it's just like, no, 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 we got to get back on it.
so where does that come from, that within that push or that call to keep going? What is, your biggest influences in giving you that boost? Because it
Mm,
sometimes can't come from within all the time. Where would you say it comes from?
mm.
Maybe people, and or what?
Probably, I mean, for sure, the people like around me are big, of course, a big influence to my whole life. But that, and then I know recently, not too, like within the last few months or something, like, I had majorly pulled myself like up. And that came from also like reading, like trying to read books,
Yeah,
and trying to read like self-help books and stuff like that for sure. Like, or even just like all not a mind altering, what am I trying to say, like perspective changing type stuff, like, oh, I could think about this in this way and it doesn't have to be all negative and horrible. Like you can change your ways of thought. So I've been
yeah,
dabbling into reading some stuff about that, and that definitely helps a lot. And then just like, even like there was one point where like I don't have to do it like gratitude journaling, just
yeah.
or not even just that, or even just journaling, like I'll write down positive affirmations. I was trying to find the right word. I was like, what is
That's
that called? But yeah, positive affirmations and stuff like that. And then yeah, I don't know, just like for me too, I remember there was a point where I was just like, where I got frustrated with myself too, where I was literally just like, I got mad and I was like, this is it. Like I'm no longer going to do this to myself, and we're going to just have a good time. So it was almost like a just something just will wake you up if you just keep on going, if that makes sense.
for sure. No, I agree, and, I think that positivity thing, it's so huge. I mean, just, uh I'm naturally positive, but, I mean, at the same time, it's like, sometimes you just feel good and you just, like, wanna just start dancing because you feel good. Even if it doesn't look good, you just wanna dance, you know? Yeah, that positive mindset will definitely take you places, So I feel where you're coming from. So
Hmm.
that's good on you. I think in today's society, people don't really read anymore, and they don't really delve into things that can help them grow, so there's no shame in that. I mean, that's actually says a lot about you. So, I mean, you dig and you try to look for ways to become better, so that's really cool. That's really cool. Um,
Nice.
yeah, no, I mean that. Now one thing I did wanna ask is, the scene of battle scene or the dancing scene. So,
Hmm.
just to help people kinda understand that a little bit, and that's a huge thing. It's like its own world, its own community. How would you best define it, that scene?
In what kind of way?
Well, because I remember you had referred to, like, if people have no idea about battling, they have no idea about these competitions, basically, it's one person
Okay.
battles,
Yeah.
and then the other person has to come up with their own dance moves. And what is that? I don't want to say too much about it without you kind of taking it.
Okay, yeah, like so typically if you walked into like your typical all styles battle or whatever style battle, hip hop battle, popping battle, house battle, whatever it is, so typically you would have like either a prelim round if there's like a bunch of signups, right? If there's like a bunch of them, you'll go out there, you'll showcase, and then the judges will pick like a handful of dancers, say 16. And then from there, they usually go like to a tournament style. So it'll be like the top 16. So one dancer would go on one side and another dancer would go on the other side. And then the DJ would play like whatever random track he decides to play. And dancer number one gets their chance to go out there. And it's really a lot of the time, some dancers are not as freestyle based, but it's very freestyle based because you don't know what you're gonna get. So you go out there, you dance for a minute or so, whatever it is, maybe 45 seconds, and then you step back, and then the next person will go out there and battle. And then the judges, like I said, the three judges will stand there, they'll count down and they'll point to whichever side they thought won, or call a tie if they think that they tied. And really, like, yeah, so that part, it's an exchange between two people. It's a battle, so you're competing. So when you're going out there and you're dancing against that other person, you want to show, like it's you want to show that battle energy. Like that's a big part of it. Coming out there and really attacking and showing, you know, showing not only that you have rhythm and groove and everything, but it's really like showing the complexities of your dance. Like, do you have a rhythm and groove, which is like being able to just like dance really, and then it's like, do you have material, which is where like dancers come out and you'll see them do like a concept that's very like thought out in depth, and then maybe with a big move or something. That's another thing, like doing big moves and showing your musicality, which is showing that you understand the music and that you can catch certain beats, you know that like within the song, like not being predictable with the music, not just following the 1 2 1 2. It's like if the song has little random things, like you could catch it. And then showing your technique, like whatever style that you do, like because I'm a popper, which is a style where it's like people do, yeah, waves and tutting and all of that stuff. So they take into account like your technique in your dance as well. So it's really an exchange of like knowledge and complexity, like in your style,
Right.
or in your like complexity in your own movement, really, because it's an all styles battle. You could do different styles if it melds good together and you have a good understanding of those styles.
That's cool. I
So
didn't know that you didn't pick your song.
no, yeah. There's exhibition battles, which is like a setup battle. So say like that's yeah, like if someone will hire you for like an exhibition battle, if they really want to see you compete against this one person, right? So they'll hire like an exhibition, and then usually you get to pick your own music. You can have a whole intro. Some people have props, like it gets crazy with those exhibition battles. But tournament wise, which is really the world that I came from, because yeah, all styles battles kind of has its own world, and then like exhibition battles, which is um it's more popular in the street, like the more street dance styles, I would say, like New York and out here in the Bay Area. Um yeah, those dancers do that more. But where, in Chicago and everything, I came from the all styles scene. So it's just a little different things.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and now how about the respect in the community? How is that? Like, you see movies sometimes, I mean, what people see is all they can kinda get is, you get the battles, and sometimes, like you said, they bring it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
For
it like
sure.
there's some heated battles, or there's some, like, or there's fair amount of respect? What would you say, like?
I mean, it's different per dancer. Like everybody's different, so it's like some people do battle very respectfully, and other people, it's sometimes battles are personal. Sometimes this guy doesn't like this guy, and they have to battle, and it is a personal thing, and it does get heated. Um, Sometimes, you know, like there's times with me too, like sometimes you like really you guys respect each other as people a lot in dancers, but it's like you go out there and you're throwing the biggest disses at this person, and shooting them in the back of the head and then doing some crazy stuff, but it's all for the battle. It's like,
Right.
there's a mutual understanding that it's like after this we gonna shake hands and give each other a hug, but out here we're destroying each other. So
It's cool. It's cool. It's
yeah,
got yeah.
yeah, and people, and there's also like out here, like I've noticed this more than in Chicago for sure, but there's rivaling crews. Like, sometimes you have beef with people because, people are about their people. So, you know, it could be all of those things. I've seen someone like dump I've seen video of someone like dumping water on someone like during a battle. So it's like some people do take it too far, but it's all up to the individual really at the end of the day.
That's cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's as long as it just makes it makes it more interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, of course. It's fun. It's fun to watch people beef. Like people love drama. So like sometimes even too, like dancers will hop online and they'll talk shit to each other pretty much just to
Mhm.
get more anticipation for the battle, like
Right,
to get
right.
more to make it a better battle. Sometimes you gotta talk a little bit of smack.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people
No, for sure.
it's like an MMA
Get in their
fight. Like
head.
they talk shit to each other for sure, for those to get more and more people at that fight.
That's right, that's right. It's like
Mhm.
it builds the hype and, just get into somebody's head, right?
Yeah, that too.
That's
Mhm.
cool. I'd love to be to I love to go to one and just see it, you know? It'd be really cool to experience that.
You
That'd be
should, yeah. It's a blast, like the right battles, the right competitions is really fun. I mean, honestly, like if you have never been to one, you'd probably, and if you went to one, you'd be blown away. Like it's just a totally different experience to see it in person, for sure.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can o if you it's gotta be different when you're there in person for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I started battling, because like the first time I went to a battle, like I just remember being like, oh my gosh, I can't do any of these things that these people are doing. Like I have to learn. Like that was my mind. Like I have to get good at this. Like I have to learn what this is all about because I can't move my body like this. Like I was terrified of freestyling when I first started. It was a long journey for me. I went from like being scared to like hop into the circle, to now like battling and all of that, like being in that moment and being every time I'm out there battling, it's just like that's my favorite moments. So it's like I just love those moments, and anytime I lose, honestly, it's like I get really upset because I'm like, damn, I don't get to dance again now out there. Like I don't get to do the next round. Like I want to dance
Yeah.
again. So
Well, yeah, well, it seems like that would be your feeling, you know, because that's what you live for, right?
yeah.
That's what you're doing, and so if anyone wanted to watch the Red Bull Nationals,
hmm
can they watch it somewhere?
Um, I still don't know exactly if they're going to be streaming anywhere. I think they should,
Oh,
but
def
there's tickets. I have like the ticket link on my Instagram stuff, whatever. If you're in Chicago and you want to see it in there, but other than that, they're gonna probably be uploading a lot of footage onto this platform called Stance Elements. They do a lot of they've been covering the Red Bull stuff, but
Mhm.
the only thing with that one is that they don't post everybody's stuff. They only post who they want to. So it's like you might see the
Yeah.
footage, you might not, who knows, but yeah, there are tickets available for the in-person one, but I'll let you know if they do
Yeah.
end up streaming it, which I really think they should.
Yeah, let me know, and, I can share that information too. I mean, I've never been to Chicago. What a reason to go.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so lit too. Like it's just gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be like the whole event. like there's gonna be a lot going on for it. So and Chicago's awesome as long as it's not the winter time. So
Yeah, well,
you know,
bring on summer, bring on summer.
yep.
Well, oh, last thing, your favorite, Pokemon.
Ah, that's like that's so hard because I love a lot of them. I'm like a fan of most of the starters. You could say like you know
You can't narrow it down. Alright, well, who's your character on Super Smash Brothers?
Pikachu.
Oh, that's right, okay, first I got
I love Pikachu. But so I'm like, I mean, I'm a huge yeah, I'm a huge starter fan. So I love like Pikachu and growing up, Squirtle was my favorite because I always loved the characters. Like I always loved the characters that were just little like shits almost, you know. Like Squirtle was a little asshole when he first came out. So I was a huge fan of Squirtle. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think like I'm a huge fan of all the dragon Pokemon too. So like Dragonite and Gyarados. Or actually Gyarados is not the dragon type Pokemon. Just remember he's anyways. Yeah, I'm just a huge fan overall. So
well,
it's like
I mean, I know you're into it, so that's why I was like, yeah, well, I had to ask that question. I was like, I know there's
yeah.
other people that are into it too. I'm
Okay.
not into it per se. I do play Smash Brothers,
Okay.
uh, and I got my go-to. And when I was in Thailand, I saw something and I had to buy it because it just looked cool.
Jiggly. Jigglypuff. Yep.
And so it's like it's
Yep.
very comfortable. So
It's cute.
I always keep that. I mean,
And
you
I'm
could
like, I've
Jerry
got
there.
my Charmander right here. So I feel you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh
and
man,
I've got this guy here too. Ooh, see, I'm just yep. There's too many. That's why I'm like, you asked me to choose. That's like asking me to choose if I like pizza or sushi or ramen better. It's like I like them all. Like,
you got no. That's too hard of a choice right there. Come on.
oh yeah.
But I'll definitely pick. No, I can't. I was gonna say ramen or sushi. Gosh, I can't choose either. That's too tough, too tough. Well, you know what? It has been awesome to have you. And so yeah, I'm glad we got to do this, and so everybody could get a chance to learn a little bit more about you.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I know it
Oh
took me a second. We took us a little second schedules and everything, but we made it work.
no, we did, and yeah. So uh, everyone, I'm sure, will now. If they didn't know about you, they'll get a chance to learn a little bit more about you. And everybody, Katana.